If you'd like to instantly enhance your home with an easy decorative idea, consider picking up an old stepladder. After getting an old wooden stepladder home, I'm giving it a light sweep to clean it off, then a light scuff sand to remove any rough areas. One could also paint it as well. However, I'm choosing to leave it as is to display its authentic finish. To add display stability, I'm attaching 2 large brackets to the top of the ladder. Each bracket is getting screwed to the top of the ladder, then it can be attached to a wall once positioned. I'm now lifting the ladder and placing it against my desired wall. Since I'm choosing to leave the entire ladder intact for future repurposed projects, I'm pulling both sets of legs against each other, then tying them together using a dark heavy twine on each side. I'm wrapping the twine around both legs several times, then trimming and knotting the twine together from the inside. Then unraveling each of the end cuts so they appear like they've been there forever. Reaching for a carpenter's level, I'm placing the level on one step, then adjusting the ladder position until the steps sit level. Repositioning the ladder will also self-adjust the secured top brackets. Now I'm shopping my own collections, gathering up some like-minded trinkets I'd like to display. Now I'm selecting a decorative hook and attaching it near the top of the ladder with screws. Next up, I'm choosing a scrap piece of wood that is closely toned to the ladder wood and cutting it to the length of a lower step using a miter saw. This extension is being placed on a ladder step, then is being attached with a screw from the underside. Moving over to all my group collections, I'm deciding where each piece will be displayed. Since I desire to display an antique picture I don't wish to permanently modify, I'm attaching a door pull to the underside of a ladder step so the picture frame can simply rest against it. This little hack makes the frame's placement adjustable as well. I'm attaching a clip-on light to the very top of the ladder for added ambiance when desired. To hide the light cord, I'm running it down one ladder leg, then weaving it in between a few screws to hold it in place. And now I'm loading up the ladder. A cozy blanket is being hung from a hook, then chosen collections are being placed on each step where desired. Some items are getting stacked to create more height, so all the ladder spaces get filled up more so. And the end result is a beautifully curated collection of all my favorite things to look at with added side table perks. I love how the ladder adds height, allowing for plenty of mini shelves to store all my favorite things. It's said that to fully love your home, that you should display all the things you love to look at, and this ladder shelf certainly does it for me. Plus, the added shelf gives more space for my coffee and creates a deeper shelf to display something larger. Then turn on the light, and you have extra ambiance that will really be appreciated in the evenings. An adjustable light that simply clips on is an easy add. It can be positioned to either display your collections or twisted to the side if you decide to do some reading or writing. This ladder shelf could also be used to hang pictures or showcase all your favorite reading books.
For today's project, I wanted to run down to Michael's and grab 2 of their crates. I want to put the 2 of them together, but when I hang them on the wall, I don't want them to look like crates. So what I'm going to do is take off some of the slats. Now, they are kind of gentle, so you want to be careful when you're pulling them up. Just use a screwdriver to pull them apart on one end, and then just work your way on each side back and forth and pull up the other slats. I'm going to do this on one of each side, and I'm going to do it on the back and take away half of the back slats. That way it gives it more of an open look. Now I need to join the 2 together, so the best thing to do is wood glue. I'm going to go ahead and spread it out along the 2 slats on each side that are still there, and then use my finger to rub it out. You want to make sure that you spread it out because the glue then can drip when you join it together. Once I got it all settled, I'm going to join the 2 crates together, but there might be a gap. So I'm just going to grab some clamps and put them together. That will hold it, and then I want to use a pin nailer and drive some pins right into the slats. They're really small and it's hard to see, especially once we stain it. Again, grab some glue, and I'm going to put those slats that I pulled off and remove the staples and put them on the front. I'm going to spread them just even enough that I could put some towels in there. Once I get the first slat put on, I'm going to go ahead and put the next one on also. Again, using my pin nailer just to hold it in place till the glue dries. Then it's time to go ahead and put some shelves in. First thing I'm going to do though is go ahead and put a runner down the side with more of the wood that I put apart and pin nail that into place. Once I get that done, then I can put one on the back and then start building my shelf. It's again back to the saw, and I'm going to cut them to equal length. I have enough to put 4 of these on, so I'm going to space them as evenly as I can using the pin nailer to put them back in place again. Once I get all these shelves on, it's going to really start looking good, and it gives it kind of a better look than just putting 2 crates together. Once I get that shelf together, then I got to put a hook on the back, 2 of them, to hang it from. A picture hook will do just great, and to get it nailed in. Once that's done, I'm going to grab my favorite wood stain, which is walnut, and I'm going to go ahead and just start spreading it out. Now, I don't use a brush, I do use a towel because I feel I can get some better penetration with it. Once I get it all smoothed out, and I got to make sure also that I don't put too much on. If I do, I can always wipe off the excess. But using a towel, it's really good because look at that grain, it's just really starting to pop. Now, once I get this stain on and I let it dry, it's time to put it on the wall and decorate it. And it just fit perfectly right where I need it in the guest bathroom. I think it turned out amazing, and it's nice to have a shelf and place to put the towels. I absolutely love this project. It was simple to do and inexpensive. I hope this inspired you to use your own Michael crates to make your own wall decor. It's time to head down to Five Below and grab you one of them inexpensive rugs. But first, why don't we grab some hula hoops? We're gonna need to spray paint those your favorite color. I wanted this to be a nice little teal color because it's going to match the inside of our house. I'm going to need 2 hula hoops. Once you give that some time to dry, bring it on inside. Set your hula hoop down, and we need 2 pieces of board. This one is what we call a 1x3. That means it's 3 inches wide and only 1 inch thick. I'm going to mark it exactly where I want to cut it on the hula hoop. I'm going to set this over here at about 33 degrees and give it a cut right on those marks. That way it's beveled exactly with the hula hoop. Now I'm going to use this to measure the next one and make sure that I have 2 pieces. Once we got those cut, bring them back inside. You're going to set those exactly the same distance apart from the top and the bottom. This video doesn't do it justice. I promise that they're both evenly spaced. Once you get them spaced, let's go ahead and mark the ones on the bottom hula hoop, and I'll explain why. We've got to put some hot glue down. I know hot glue is just temporary, but that's exactly what we're going to use it for. Just temporary to hold the wood in place on the bottom hula hoop. So just get it, put a little dab on there and place it. Make sure it's equal distance on both of them from the top and the bottom. Once you get that set up, go ahead and place the top one on. You're going to make sure it's matched perfectly to the one on the bottom. Pre-drill it and use a screw that will go through the hula hoop into the wood. Doesn't have to be too long, just enough to grip it. Once we do that, let's lay that rug out that we got at Five Below. We're going to take the hula hoop and lay it out on there. This one is a design in the middle, and I want it right centered in front of there. So take a black marker and go ahead and mark around the hula hoop right on the inside, because that's going to be our cut line. We want to cut it right down that black marker, and I was really shocked at how well it cut. We're going to go ahead and lay it out, but remember, you got to turn it upside down because this is going to be the back of our project. Lay it out, and again, it's time to grab that hot glue. We're going to go ahead and put this down. It's going to tack it down for us. Don't go sparingly with it. Go ahead and put a lot down, and that way you can smooth it out. The rug was just thick enough where I wasn't too worried about burning myself with the glue. Go ahead and put this up, and then it's time to go ahead on the front and put some hooks on. And I'll show you why we're going to do that. Just some simple hooks will be great. Let's hang it up. Now remember those screws that we used? Let's hide those with a little thread of string from Dollar Tree. And it's time to decorate. Look at this project. It's a great command center from the front door, perfect for holding any decorations. I tell you what, I hope this inspired you to build your own DIY hula hoop command center. Thanks for watching Home Talk, and we'll see you again next time.